Hello, folks. Rob Morris here with MTR News That Matters. In the studio, I have with me Mr. Mark Cook. Mark, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mark Cook is here to talk to us about hand counting paper ballots and returning the paper ballots and doing away with the machines. Mark, why don't you tell us what's going on in your life here with all this?
Well, I just got here to Alabama. This is actually my first time in Alabama, which I'm sorry I haven't been here yet, but I'm happy to be here. What's going on in my life right now is that I'm traveling the nation trying to save it. I'm trying to save it from some forces that have taken our elections from the people. And a lot of the people haven't quite figured this out yet. Now, I got thrown into this in the very beginning, immediately after the 2020 election. I had no idea there was election fraud. I didn't even understand the concept of it prior until I was asked to go out to D.C. right after the 2020 election. And I basically moved into a hotel out there just on the outskirts of D.C. And it happened to be Sidney Powell's war room that I ended up working out of for about a month and a half, and that was right after she was evacuated. So she was there, I guess, before the election and during the election. Then there was a security threat. She was taken away, and I showed up, I think, the day after and worked with a group of people there. So I've never stayed in a hotel for more than 2 days at a time. And then all of a sudden I found out I was living in that hotel for a month and a half during the entire 2020 election aftermath. And it was a coup. There's no question at this point. It was a 2020 coup.
No doubt.
And I was absolutely out there during that whole time. The only time I left is I went back to Colorado for Christmas Eve to have a quick dinner, and then I called a friend that I had met out in D.C., which happened to be by the name of Garrett Ziegler, who is the founder of the organization Marco Polo that did the Biden laptop report. So I met Garrett, and Garrett worked for Peter Navarro in the White House. So I asked him if he'd like some company out there because he was all alone. He said yes. So I jumped on a flight from Colorado right after dinner, went straight back out to D.C., and I moved in with Garrett. So I dropped Garrett off at the White House almost every day while I was out there from December 25th all the way through January 19th, and then he'd call me at the end of the day, and I'd go pick him up. I'd drive into D.C., drive to the White House, and pick him up. So I had a very unique view of what was going on in the middle of all this as well.
So you don't like the voting machines then, right?
I hate them. And I'm a computer guy. I'm a tech guy. I love tech.
Is that right?
But we cannot use them for this. For our elections, the whole system is irredeemably compromised. Absolutely, without any question. And we are seeing all that now. And the media has been trying to hide that. The operatives that have been trying to keep this system of control in place, their control, not our control, they have been trying to hide this from the American people. And this is not just started in 2020. This has been going on for decades and decades. They've been manipulating our elections. If anyone doesn't know this, if you want to find out the easy way, thelostinterview.com. That's what you need to watch. TheLostInterview.com.
Okay.
It's a deleted interview of the Collier brothers way back in the day, and they actually show what was going on back in the 70s and 80s with this. It's like Groundhog Day. It's exactly the same stuff.
Wow.
And it's not Trump related. It's not 2020 related. It happened decades before, and it's the same stuff we're going through every day right now. And it'll turn any non-believer into a believer for election fraud.
Wow. So how do we go about going back to paper ballots?
All right. Well, first we have to understand the complexity of elections. So here's the process, and I hope everyone's got their pen and paper because this is it's intense.
Listen up, folks.
Listen up. So, and you got to put your thinking cap on here. So what we do for an election is we make sure that we have an eligible voter, that they're eligible to vote in the election, and then they make a mark on a piece of paper. And then at the end, what we do is we take those pieces of paper and we count the marks. And then whoever has the most marks is the winner.
That sounds pretty simple.
It does sound pretty simple. It's amazing. So why are we using billions of dollars of technology to count dots on pieces of paper?
That's a good question.
And they all tell us we're too stupid to do it.
And they can manipulate the machine.
Of course they can. And for 150 plus years, we counted dots on paper because elections belong to the people. This country belongs to the people. Our government are our servants. They represent us, and we use our elections to measure our will, to determine who they are and what laws we want to follow. And as Joseph Stalin said, it doesn't matter who votes, it matters who counts the vote.
That's right.
And they have taken the count away from us, and we are taking them back. And do not take no for an answer. We are saving our nation. We're going to take our elections back. We are going to run our own elections, and we will tell them who the results are.
Now,
Period.
I understand the voter rolls have got to be cleaned up here.
Absolutely. And the problem with the voter rolls is that's been stolen from our county clerks. So back in the day, our county clerks were in charge of the voter rolls. They were sole custodian of those records. The states took that control from our county clerks. And then they computerized it. And now you have all these problems with fake and phantom records in the voter rolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those voter rolls and we're going to put them right back in the hands of our county clerks, our elected by us, elected officials, and they're going to manage that because the clerk in our counties know who lives in our county far better than the state does. So we're going to decentralize the system back out to the people, put the voter rolls back in the sole custodianship of the clerk, and when you go register to vote, you're not doing it online, you're not doing it over the phone, you're not going to do it by fax, you're not going to do it by email. You're going to walk in that door and you're going to fill out a voter registration card, and we're going to sign it right there in front of them, so there's a wet signature and they know that we were the ones that signed it because we were physically there.
Well, I understand that the voter rolls are not kept in Montgomery, that they're kept in Omaha, Nebraska.
And you don't even know if that's true, right? I've gone down to Dallas County, Texas to find out where their voter rolls were because we actually caught the machines manipulating the voter rolls during the election. During and after the election. After the election was already over, they were still changing the names and the numbers on there, and we caught them. And I asked Dallas, I was there, Dallas County Elections, inside the building. I said, where's the data? Where is the data stored? They didn't even know where their own county records were stored. And they placed a phone call to find out for me. And they came back and said, it's not even in Texas, but the vendor won't tell us where our records are. So we're not running the elections. Our county officials aren't running the elections. The corporations that made the software are running the elections. And the people that were hired by those corporations to program that software are who actually are running our elections. We have totally lost control of it, but we're taking it back.
Wow, that gets pretty deep. So, do we have a class structure to teach people how to do that very thing, hand count?
Counting dots on a piece of paper is actually not complicated. I could hand you a stack of papers and I could tell you, hey, count those dots, and you could figure it out pretty quick, I'm sure. And so it's not difficult to do it. The art of hand counting is you want to have a process that's very accurate and very fast. And so there's different methods of counting the votes that are faster than others, and they're all accurate. As long as you're looking at it, you're double checking the work, it's accurate. And so what I've done is I've come up with a way to do it where it's extremely quick and totally transparent and doesn't allow an error. If it is made, doesn't allow it to propagate through the system. You catch it at every level. And what I ask people to do when they do this is we have a scanner and we have a camera. At each station. So all the ballots get batched into 25. They all get run through just a dumb scanner. It doesn't tabulate the votes. It just takes a picture of each page, that's it, and makes a PDF file. And the camera overhead watches the whole process, watches the two callers, Democrat and Republican, the two talliers, a Democrat and a Republican, and everyone does it out in the open with full transparency. They got the scanned images, they got the video, and the people that are there doing it. So we have triple layer transparency in this process, and then after that, the ballot images and the video footage get put out on the county website, so any citizen that wants to double check a precinct, any precinct, anything, they just pull it up and they can recount it all themselves without ever having to ask.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, Mark Cook is going to be at Hill Springs Baptist Church at 335 Eliza Jordan Road in West Mobile. That's just past Snow Road. You can get to it from Airport or Tanner Williams. And it's easy to find the church. And you're going to be talking about all this to everyone.
Absolutely, I am. And I will stay and I will help you guys reclaim your elections here so you can reclaim your state.
That sounds awesome. Be sure to join us tomorrow at 10:30 at Eliza on 335 Eliza Jordan Road at the Hill Springs Baptist Church with Mark Cook here, who's traveling the country and telling everyone how we can reclaim our elections. Mark, you thank so much for coming by and spending some time with us.
I appreciate it.
I'm Ron Morris of Mobile Pirate Radio. Keep looking up, folks, as something big is going down.